What up, Fight fans? It's Square Circle Productions, and this one is going to be my playoff update. Okay, my playoff preview, 2016 NFL playoffs. I want to go back to my mid-season update, and even going back to my season preview, where I predicted that the Chiefs would go 11-5. Okay, they got out to that terrible start, and I think they was just starting to win again when I did my week 8, like 8 weeks into the season. I did my update, and I talked about how they needed the things that they needed to work on, why they wasn't on track for that, because at that point it looked impossible. But man, my boys hung in there and fought. And I really do think that they got inspired by the Royals. But they seemed like they was a different team after they seen the baseball team do what they did. You know what I'm saying? They was inspired, man. And we've never ever won 10 games in a row in franchise history. So, kudos to the Kansas City Chiefs, man, for hanging in there, man, and not giving up on themselves and doing it. I mean, and the fact that they did it without Jamal Charles, man, that's amazing. I really like our chances. I like our chances this year in the playoffs. If anything, man, the Royals and Chiefs, Sporting KC teams like this, they've proven that, Kansas City is the city of people that don't quit. You know what I'm saying? And for a lot of years, man, we've been slept on and overlooked, and it's just our time right now. But like I said, I mean, we still ain't no great, perfect team or nothing like that. We still got a lot of flaws. We're not as potent on the offense as I'd like us to be, but we are efficient. Okay, we are efficient, and with Alex Smith moving the chains, with his mobility and things like that, that helps. And the offensive line has been playing a lot better as of late. Sharkendrick West and Spencer Ware, they doing a great job, man, running the football. I don't know what happened to Niles Davis, but I don't know. But either way, we ain't been looking back. The defense, the linebacking core have been playing smash mouth balls to the wall football. I really like this rookie Marcus Peters, man. He's playing really good ball. Eric Berry is continuing to be that dude that he was drafted to be. And, for you to come back from cancer like that, man, and to have the year you have in the Pro Bowl selection, man, hats off, man. I don't do nothing but salute this team and support this team. Houston, we're going to Houston, man. We just got to just beat them, dude. Simple as that, man. Kansas City ain't won a playoff game since '94. So, and we've been in the playoffs several times. I mean, we had home field advantage, man. Best record in the league, and still messed around and lost at home. You know what I'm saying? Some heartbreakers. And, I'd love to have some of them games back, man. But that's behind us. Right now, man, we just need to take it one game at a time. You know what I'm saying? Because the AFC is really wide open right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Denver, oh, man, they got lucky. But they ain't been playing too well. These last 2 weeks, they kind of slipped through. And then Miami beating New England like that just opened it up for Denver to get home field advantage. You know what I'm saying? Cincinnati, man, with Andy Dalton getting hurt like that, man, it changes the dynamic, man, because I was watching that Denver game, that Monday night game a week ago. And to be honest with you, man, as a Chiefs fan, man, I was pulling for Cincinnati to beat Denver. You know what I'm saying? Because that would have put us in first place in the AFC West going into this weekend. But, man, they just really couldn't move the ball in critical elements of the game. You know what I'm saying? Even though they had built that lead, it's just sort of like they ran out of gas and ran out of steam, But, so, again, where it's looking right now, Pittsburgh is going to play Cincinnati. and we are going to play. What's the name? Houston. And then we should be able to win this game coming up. We're going to have a third showdown with Denver with Peyton Manning back. But I really like the Chiefs' chances, man. I really do. You know, if you, far as Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh has the edge right now against Cincinnati without Andy Dalton. You know, we don't know if Andy Dalton will be available if in the event that they did win and went up against New England. It is possible, but I just don't know what Andy Dalton is going to come back. A healthy Andy Dalton, you know, playing right, I think it would give him a better chance. But McCarron, man, he really didn't impress me. Same thing with this Denver. I'm not worried about the Chiefs facing Denver for a third time because if you look at, I was looking at the games today because I was back and forth between the Chiefs game, Chiefs versus Raiders, and the Broncos and the San Diego Chargers. Man, the Chargers almost beat them. And to be honest with you, majority of that game, man, the Chargers did nothing with the ball when they got it. They just couldn't move the ball, you know, consistently anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just due to all the injuries they got on the offensive line. And I just don't see the Chiefs, you know, being that ineffective against Denver playing them a third time. So I really like our chances. I really, really do. In the NFC, pretty much the same thing I said. Seattle's a dark horse, and even more so Arizona. But Carolina's looking good as well. So, but far as the Redskins, man, they representing that NFC East, and that just was a horrible division. And I started seeing that like the last few weeks of the season that it don't really matter, man. Whoever won that division, I don't expect much out of them. I would have just liked to see Philly go on and win it because they Philly and I like the coach and I like their style. But as you all know, he's out of there. The rumor is Chip Kelly's going to go to Tennessee and be the Marcus Mariota's coach in the pros. Now, that don't necessarily mean it's going to be on like Donkey Kong because I've seen players, more respectively in basketball. Rick Pitino couldn't get Antoine Walker and them to play for him worth a damn, even though he got them to play for him in college. But then again, that's the difference between the college game and the pro game. But on the same token, I've seen players that played for Jimmy Johnson at Miami go and play just as hard for him in Dallas if they did in Miami. So, we'll have to just see. But, my short list to make the Super Bowl or to make the NFC playoff championship would be Carolina and I think it would be Carolina and Arizona. But I could see Seattle getting up in there. But then again, I could see Arizona beating Seattle. So like I said, but if I just had to go with anybody, I'm going to go with Carolina right now. And I think they're going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. AFC, I'm just going to put it out there and put my home team out there. Kansas City Chiefs. But if I take the emotional stuff away, then it could easily be, man, I don't want to see the Broncos do it, for real. But this Peyton Manning's last chance, so if he gonna go out as a champ, he got to do it right here, right now, because dude ain't coming back. He ain't coming back, dude. You see, they waited, they did everything they could to keep him from coming in that game. But I knew they was gonna play him if it came down to it because it was too much stuff riding on it. I mean, you got a chance at home field advantage. And you don't play him? Nah, dude, they gonna play him. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a matter of time. Osweiler wasn't getting it done. And they was messing around and letting San Diego come in here. San Diego had a 20-13 lead on them. So, I mean, I'm just 20-14, whatever it was. They had a lead on them. You know what I'm saying? And they should have won the doggone game. But, To be honest with you, though, that's just the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the game they play. But I mean, and I definitely want to see New England get in there because of all this crap with them. But New England might cancel themselves out because I don't think they could beat if Pittsburgh. They don't have to play probably Pittsburgh, and I don't see them really stopping the Steelers if the Steelers get hot. Just playing good smash mouth football and good defensive scheme. Hey man, you neutralize Brady. But like I said, I wasn't trying to really go on this long tangent or whatever. But just let y'all know that I know about sports. I'm an all around athlete type dude, and I sit here and pretty much watch a wide variety of sports. So this is just how I see things. You know what I'm saying? And if I take the impartialness out of it, I can still look at a game objectively and look at who's there. And right now, I'm telling you, ain't no team in this field of the playoffs just totally that team. All of them is capable of beating each other under the right set of circumstances. So, realistically, after this first round of the this wild card round of the playoffs play out, we'll have a better clue, But I'll say the potential matchups, it pretty much favors, in the NFC, it pretty much favors the top teams. The teams is waiting. It pretty much is Arizona and Carolina teams to beat in the NFC. But just off of experience, Seattle is a threat. Now, if you come look at the AFC, again, it's totally wide open. I say, why not the Steelers and the Chiefs in the AFC playoff, in the AFC Championship? It could easily be that, And who's a tougher out? I think maybe Pittsburgh over New England would be a little bit tougher than the Chiefs over the Broncos. But what you gotta understand, if you ain't really an AFC West fan and you don't really know much about Kansas City Chiefs other than if they choke in big games, you know what I'm saying? You just don't understand, man. It's like it's really hard. Denver as a franchise is a hard team for us to consistently beat. I'm talking about going back to the Elway days. I mean, man, and when Peyton Manning came, man, he pretty much owned the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? This is like our first time split with him since he came to the team. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a given that we could just beat Denver. But I think right now this does look good for us. It's a good look for us, man. We got a real good chance of beating them. You know what I'm saying? But we could easily beat ourselves. I mean, if you go back to week 2, when we played them, man, I think it was a Monday night game. Man, dude, we gave them that game at the end there. But, I mean, it was a good game, though. They came back. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs was putting that D on them, man, but they came back. So I don't know why they chose to try to run the ball from the 20-yard line, 80 yards left, and 20-something seconds left in the game. And you're going to try and run the ball, and Jamal Charles fumbled, and they picked it up and ran it in, and we was just, like, shocked. Like, people was looking at the replay, trying to see was it really a touchdown, and we was just, like, in total shock. But like I said, we gave them that first game we played them. We came back and played a damn good game that second game. Hey, man, they bench Peyton Manning. He didn't come back till the second half? I'll say going into the third or fourth quarter of this week, of week 17. So that says something, man. But like I said, I think we got a real good chance. So I don't see why I couldn't beat Pittsburgh and Kansas City in the AFC Championship. But I can see it playing out where Denver and New England meet up again. And then even that's a toss-up. So, like I said, I'll talk to y'all the week of the AFC and NFC championships. Peace out. One love.